Hi, this is Makers Ask, and I'm Blue Reid, and I wanted to talk today about how you can fix a problem in a painting. If you're working on a piece and you know that something's wrong with it, but you have no idea what it is, what do you do? So how do you overcome that? And here's a couple of ideas from Blue from her studio. I'm taking a break at the moment because I'm solving something. So I'm working on a commission that I really like. It's actually flown together and it's been really great, but I like to take some time with pieces. Even if I think I'm done, I will let it sit around for a while and I'll keep it up so I can walk past it over and over to make sure that it's really complete and there's nothing I'd like to change before I ship it off. This one's going to Canada, so it'd be hard to get it back and do something with it. So I like to do that, but also sometimes if it's something that's troubling me, I will put it all the way away and hide it from myself and then bring it back out when it feels like the right time. And then I have a whole new perspective. So I think when you're having trouble, new perspective is really important. So how is that achieved? Well, space and time, that's important. So like we talked about, put it away or put it up and see what comes to you later. Then the other ways to get a new perspective are I stand up and I walk to the back of the room and I do that with my back to the piece so that I sort of turn around and surprise myself. So that's when things become like glaringly obvious that, well, oh my gosh, I had no idea that was so off or whatever. Then there are other ways, like a lot of artists will put a giant mirror in the back of their studio so that from a seated position or a standing, whatever, you just have to turn around, look behind you and say, oh, that looks terrible. Then you can take a photograph. That's great because it shinks it down and makes it tiny. And you can even flop the image back and forth. Or sometimes I've even taken a photograph and I have those those apps that you can put two pictures like a collage. I'll do that. I'll put my scrap by one and the painting by the other. That's another way to get a really accurate comparison. And then I noticed that, wow, that's totally off. Then friends and family, other artists are great. I really like to get together with other artists and have supportive critiques. I think the word supportive is important. And I have amazing friends that are, wildly supportive, just both in life and in what I do too, that they can give and take criticism that is meant for growth, which is what we're doing. So I don't need to be told all the time that I'm fabulous, but I do like to be told that that's not quite great with a certain amount of kindness. So I make sure that I also treat other people with the same kind of respect and care. With my students, one of the things that I enjoy doing with them is that I will, if they're ready and they're struggling and I can see it, I'll say, you want me to take it? And walk backwards? And like, yeah, and so I'll pick up the piece, I hide it from them, I walk to the very back, and then I flip it around and I let them look at it. And they stare at it and stare at it and stare at it. And pretty soon, one thing, and that's what I have them look for, one thing that you'd like to change. And then when they've got it, then they go work on just that one thing. And then we do it again and again. And eventually, it all kind of comes together so that it's working really well. Oh, the other thing to do is in the beginning of a piece, make sure you're spending plenty of time in the drawing phase. And I know that there's a lot of people who like to trace, but I'm a strict believer in drawing for the sake of drawing, but also because you understand things better if you know how to construct it with a line drawing. And then from there, you want to do value and contour so that you really understand how things are working. And I know that I don't have a lot of judgment about tracing, but I do think that people will trace more accurately even if they have a complete understanding. And drawing does that for me. Drawing helps me to better, more clearly understand a subject before I tackle it in paint or in sculpture or something. So I find that's very, very helpful. Okay, my break is over. Back to work. Hope this was helpful for you. This has been Makers Ask, and I'm Blue Reid. Go be amazing.